Hey guys, it's Howard again, and today I'm bringing you my monthly recommendations for the month of December. So as usual, Monthly Recommendations is a group created by Trina from Between Chapters and Kayla from the channel Kayla Rain, and I will leave their channels down below, as well as the Goodreads page for you guys to go and check out and recommend books with us. So in the month of December, the topic has been new to me authors. So authors that we have discovered either because it was their debut book in 2016, or authors that we read their works for the first time in 2016, and these are kind of our favorite authors that we've read, that we've discovered in 2016, and I have quite a bit of books here for you guys to recommend because I discovered quite a bit of authors in 2016. So let's just go ahead and get started. My first recommendation will be Josh Malerman, and this so far has been, I believe, his only book. He's done a couple of kind of short stories within like anthologies and stuff like that, and he just released a new short story called The House at the Bottom of a Lake that I really want to read. But I discovered Josh Malerman for the first time in 2016, and yes, I loved this story. I loved this kind of dark, tense thriller that he wrote, and I talked about this, I think it was in my October wrap-up, so I'll link that down below for you guys to check out and get more of my thoughts. But I loved this book. I loved his writing style and kind of like the tense situations that he puts his characters in, and I can't wait to see what else he comes out with, because if it is anything like Bird Box, I will definitely be reading and enjoying that one. And the next author that I discovered or read for the first time in 2016 was Gillian Flynn. This book is the only one Sharp Objects that I own. I just recently got this one, so I haven't even hauled it yet, and I haven't read it, but I read The Grown Up earlier this year, and I loved her writing style. I loved kind of these dark, messed up characters that she has in her stories, and I heard that the rest of her books also kind of contain dark, messed up characters, which I'm super excited to read about because I thought she did a great job at portraying these dark characters and everything. So I'm super excited to see what else her books contain, because yes, I loved that short story, The Grown Up. Loved her writing style, and definitely got me hooked on wanting to see what else she has out there. And the next author on this list is one that I just recently read. I think it was this past summer, or it could have been sometime at the end of summer, but that was Rae Carson, and I binged this trilogy. This is the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy, which I feel like a lot of people have read, but not too many people really know about. I don't know, it's one of those weird things where not many people have read it, but a lot of people kind of know about it, and I loved this series. I loved this trilogy. I love kind of the Latin American influences and everything going on. For those of you who don't know, it is about this girl named Elisa, and she has a godstone in her belly button, and she is destined kind of to do great things, but she doesn't know what it is. She doesn't know what her mission is. She just knows that she's destined to do something great because she is one of the bearers of the godstone, but doesn't know what it is. And there's just so much more to this trilogy, so much more to this story, that I highly recommend you guys check her out. And the next author that I have on this list has only come out with one book so far, but I cannot wait for her to come out with more, and that is Erin Morgenstern. I read The Night Circus this year for the first time and adored it so much. This is definitely going to make it on my favorites list of this year. I loved it so much. I loved Erin Morgenstern, her writing, how atmospheric everything was, and how beautiful everything was written, and her characters, everything was just awesome. Anything that Erin Morgenstern, I feel, releases from this point on, I will definitely want to read and check out, because this was a wonderful book, and I need more of her, right away. I loved The Night Circus. And the next author that I have on this list is one that has been recommended so many times. Trina from Between Chapters raves about her constantly, and that is Mindy McGinnis. I have read both Not a Drop to Drink and A Madness So Discreet by her this year, and absolutely adored it. I love her writing style, her characters, everything. These are very quick reads, too. Her books read so quickly. And yes, I loved it. It was wonderful. I mean, Mindy McGinnis is just an awesome writer. And yes, I've heard amazing things about the rest of her books that she's released this year also that I cannot wait to get to. But Mindy McGinnis definitely had to make it on this list because, yes, she's such a wonderful writer. So definitely check her out if you haven't. And the next author on this list is one that has many books out right now, but I never read anything of hers before this year, and that is Lauren Oliver. I've since read, I believe I've gotten through 4 of Lauren Oliver's books this year. I've read these 2, Delirium and Pandemonium, the first 2 in the Delirium trilogy, and I've read 2 other books by her. I really enjoy her writing style. Her books are sort of hit or miss for me, because the first book that I ended up reading by Lauren Oliver was Vanishing Girls, and I kind of hated that book. Like, it was just a love-hate relationship because I loved the writing, but I hated kind of the plot and everything that was going on and the characters. I just don't know. I was just angry at that book, but somehow got me wanting to read more of her books. So yes, I've read 3 other ones since then. So 4 books total that I've read from Lauren Alvarez this year, and really enjoying her writing style. I can't wait to get into her new book that just came out, Replica, and everything, and finish off, hopefully, this trilogy sometime in 2017. So yes, Lauren Alvarez, like I said, it's very hit or miss with a lot of people, and her books aren't the most amazing things, but I just love her writing style so much. I love it. I love reading these words on these pages because they're just so poetic and they flow so well, at least to me. So yes, Lauren Oliver definitely had to make this list. And the last author that I have on this list is one that I have talked about and raved about so many times recently since I started reading her books, because yes, she is just so awesome. She writes some amazing YA fantasy, and that is Eleanor Herman. She wrote the Legacy of Kings series. So far there are 2 books out. The 3rd book is coming out next year. But I read both of these books. I binged both of these books, read them back to back, and loved them. I adored this series and this writing style so far. I love her writing. I love these characters in this world. This is probably my favorite YA fantasy that I've read this year. It was just so good, and I feel like more people need to read this series. Like, they need to get into this series, because I thought it was amazing. And I feel like I'm overhyping it for people, so I'm just so scared that me overhyping this series is just not, like, people are just going to heighten their expectations so much and then be let down. But I loved it. I don't know. I loved Eleanor Herman. I loved discovering her books this year. It was just, like I said, amazing. This is probably my favorite YA fantasy that I've read this year. Absolutely adored Eleanor Herman and her writing in this world. Brilliant. So yeah, guys, that is it for the authors that I have discovered in 2016. Comment down below and let me know what authors you guys have discovered in 2016. If you guys have read any of these books that I have read and what your thoughts and feelings were and everything. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you all next time.